Where the hell have I been? Where have I been? I just ran into this amazing episodic game called Dispatch. Now, most of you probably already know about this, but I didn't. And I'm completely mind blown by how beautiful, by how amazing, by how fucking great this game is already. Already, not even 30 minutes in, already it's looking fucking awesome. Now, Dispatch is a game made by Hoc Studios, which is this video game developer that was founded in 2018 by veterans from Telltale Games, Ubisoft, and Night School Studio. Now, Telltale Games is the one that I really like from these names, and it's because the people that left Telltale Game and went to Hoc, they were the people that were behind some of the first episodes of The Wolf Among Us. And I love The Wolf Among Us. You guys know that. So you guys already fucking know how much I love that game. Well, Hoc is this, well, they've been working with Hoc Studios now, which they, again, founded, and their first game just released. Their first big game was released 2 days ago, and the first episodes were episode 1 and episode 2. Now, Dispatch is a superhero workplace comedy set in modern-day Los Angeles. It says here, from the writers and directors of Tales from the Borderlands and The Wolf Among Us, and features an all-star cast including Aaron Paul, Laura Bailey, and Jeffrey Wright. So those are some big names, veteran actors that can deliver. And in Dispatch, you're put in the shoes of Robert Robertson, aka Mecha Man, a guy who's been in the superhero world for generations. But the problem is that he doesn't actually have superpowers. He actually has this big suit that was created by his grandfather, passed down to his father, and then passed down to him. And with this suit, they were able to fight villains. This is like a game set in a world full of superheroes. However, his suit was destroyed at the beginning of the game, and so he doesn't know what to do anymore. He doesn't know what his purpose is. And this leads him to take a job at a superhero dispatch center. And honestly, the premise might not sound the most interesting or intriguing potentially, but when you see it all put together and you see how the game is flowing and you see how the characters are portraying themselves and the introduction of different heroes, different characters, is just so interesting. And it has that classic vibe, that classic feeling of Telltale Games. You answer a question, it says people will remember that, or you made this decision, and it's so good, and it made me feel like almost nostalgic for some reason. I've never played Dispatch before this, obviously, but just being there and seeing those ads prompt up, it reminded me of Batman from Telltale. It reminded me of The Wolf Among Us from Telltale. And Aaron Paul does a wonderful job playing Robert Robertson. Honestly, his voice acting, his delivery, I really enjoy it. And I got a feeling that if played right, Mecha Man, this character that he's playing, might be a really good character and an iconic character that maybe you can remember for a long time to come. Dispatch is beginning right now, and Dispatch is only $29.99. It's going to have 8 episodes that are going to release from October 22nd all the way to November 12th. You're paying $29 and you're not getting the full thing right off the bat. Obviously, if you wait until November 12th, then you get everything and you can play right through them. But this is really good. I really, really like that. I'm not sure how much I like the episodic releases, but that is something that you can expect when it comes to these types of games. I was just mind blown by this. Honestly, it caught me by surprise. I wasn't expecting it. For some reason, I hadn't heard about it, and it can potentially make my damn list for games of the year. just by the little bit that I've already been able to do. Oh, and something that I completely forgot to mention is the world. The lore already inside of the world of Dispatch is tremendous. It's massive. There's clearly a lot of history with heroes. There's clearly a lot of history with villains. There's an introduction to what the main character means to the world and how his impact as Mecha Man has already been adored and loved and praised for years. And so it puts you in this world where you're a complete newcomer, but you've already been here. And so you're kind of navigating the world with that knowledge. And I think that in particular is really good, because obviously one of the main things here on this channel is lore talk, lore conversation, just getting into the nitty gritty of what these games are. And I love to find stories within the stories. I love to look a little bit deeper sometimes. And so maybe one superhero catches my attention because of the way he looks, or this other superhero, she's a baddie and I want to know more history about her, or I want to know the connections of the villains. So there's clearly a lot to dive into, and I think that adhoc has already done a wonderful job of creating this world and adding so much to it and so much to uncover if you play it maybe multiple times or if you play it trying different choices, because the choices in the game matter. And one thing that I am hoping to see more is that the choices really matter more than they've ever mattered before, because in Telltale games, you always kind of end up around the same area with a few things changed. But I'm wondering if the choices here can dictate very, very different outcomes. So just curious about that, but overall super happy with this game so far, and I needed to get this out.